We're back with the Witches
Woo!
Book Club.
Woo! Without Sky.
Slash podcast? Is this a podcast technically? Are we potting?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, we're missing one of the witches. I don't know what happened to them. We tried texting, calling, everything. I'd even checked in with them a couple of days ago to remind them of the show. And they said, got it. And now they said, damn the man. Probably they're just busy. But that's okay. So
yeah.
What are we doing today? We're going
Sky
over the same story that we've always been going over for a million years. It is called, I lost my notes. Where's my notes?
Rose Bargain. The Rose Bargain.
The Rose Bargain, correct. By whom?
Bye.
I don't know.
Come on, guys. This is like day one stuff you should know. It's
You're
Sasha Peyton Smith, allegedly. Could be a pen name.
Okay.
Anyway, we read from all of chapter 3 through 6. All of us did, because we're such good, diligent students. And we had 2 weeks, so that was easy. On that subject, since we had so much time, and we're giving each other 2 weeks in between shows,
Right.
Do we want to maybe read more than just 4 chapters? Or is 4 chapters feeling good to y'all?
I think 4 chapters is good.
Okay.
It's fine.
What about
I mean,
Mombi?
I could read more, but it's fine. I can stick with 4.
Okay, sounds good. All right, well, let's start with Mombi, the most prolific reader. This little bird told me that you're reading ahead, so try not to spoil us of what happens after chapter 6. And why don't you tell us what the plot was for those 4 chapters?
So, what is trying to get ready to go to the pact, right? And it's
Sorry, you're glitching
You're
out
breaking
a
up
little.
really bad. Do you have any way to not break up?
I
Yeah.
don't know how to fix that.
Yeah.
You're asking me to fix the little things in the air I can't control.
Yes. All right, try again. Nobody heard anything you said.
Okay, so basically the sum of the chapters. So they're gonna go. Everyone's getting ready to go do the pact, right? So they go to the palace. So they go to the thing, and they get detoured, guys, because the queen wants to talk to the girls about something else. And so when they go and get in front of the queen, she announces that she wants to have her son married off, and he's only 18.
Which son?
What? Bram.
Which
So
one's
Bram
that?
is the son of the queen, and Emmett, which we met in the first chapter, quote unquote, when he ran over Ivy, is the son of the king. So he's fully human versus Bram, who's fairy, like his mother.
Interesting. Well, I'm sure this won't lead to any kind of crazy stakes. What else happens?
Sure. Okay. So everyone's all excited. Oh my gosh, he wants to pick a queen, blah, blah, blah. But the catch is that if they're going to try to be his queen, they have to sign an agreement that if he doesn't pick one, whoever he doesn't pick, because he's only going to choose one, they have to become spinsters. Which is kind of devastating in that time frame, because that's how women back then, or at least in that time period, that they relied on their husbands having money and wealth, and of course family, generational wealth. Like the families were hoping that they would marry into someone rich and take care of them and support them and continue on the family thing, right? So it's a very big situation, and all the girls are all frantic and their mothers are all there. They're all like, oh my gosh. So Ivy, main character, is the first one to sign. Because what does she have to lose? She already knows part of her chapter 3 is that she figures out that she's poor because she has to wear her sister's dress and wear her sister's shoes, which she can't even wear her shoes because they're so small. But she ends up wearing boots. That's going to come in later. So she signs at first. Bram kind of likes her for doing that. Gives her a little gesture. I'm not going to spoil it for those who do want to read the book, but just giving highlights of summaries. So at the end of all of it, 24 girls sign up, right? Knowing full well they can become spinsters. Well, quick action immediately as they're doing it. Part of the thing is that they have to pass tests, right? In order to get there, you can't just have him be bachelor and be like, oh, I want to date you. So the first test comes to play of like trying to weed out a bunch of girls. Little did they know that only 6 will survive. Out of the 24, that's such a huge drop.
Yeah.
And the girls are all upset that they didn't know. And the queen's like, haha, too bad, so sad, I don't have to explain myself. So they have to go dance around a maypole. Anybody know what a maypole is?
I didn't. I had to look it up.
I don't.
What a maypole is? So the maypole is like a big pole in the middle of a garden type of thing, and then there's ribbon that comes down, and then like there's like a little spinny thing where the ribbon is, and that goes around and around and around. So the girls have to dance or do like skip around and around, and it becomes very tricky because they come to find out as they start doing this, it's all muddy and kicky, and they wore like their little dainty shoes because they were getting dressed up thinking they're going to go to a pact thing and try to get their pact, and lo and behold, Ivy's the only one with boots, so she has advantage there, right? Because she's not going to get stuck in the mud. But yeah, everyone's basically has to get a ribbon, dance around the maypole, and as you drop, you disqualified. And it doesn't matter if someone dropped in front of you. If you don't go and jump over them and you fall, you're out too. So the last 6 gets to be part of the winner's circle. However, the queen throws in a twist. The last girl to fall out of the entire 6 gets a tiara. And that tiara has a lot of jewels on it, so that could really help her family. So Ivy's really intrigued because she's poor to like win that crown. And lo and behold, towards the end of chapter 6, she wins it.
Amazing.
Yay. Yeah.
All right, pretty good. That was a pretty good synopsis. I think that's accurate. No notes. Of course, like you said, there's other details, but that's for everyone to read and or talk about when it's your turn to go ahead and go through our thoughts and feelings here. So, I guess I'll go first, and somebody didn't want to go first. I thought it was really good. I thought the author is doing a much better job. I didn't think that it was super compelling. It wasn't bad. The first few chapters where they're just building up the story and talking about the characterization, but often with like even in like movies and shows, it's better to describe something that is happening and the action of it, and then like the make something that seems more meaningful to like an actual show. It's better to do that than have it just be like, oh, this guy said this and that guy said this, if you take my meaning. And so I really like that we had a little bit more action and things moving forward by stuff that's happening versus them just telling us like, oh, this person likes this person and the king died and the dates and this and that and whatever. So I liked this next 4 chapters a lot better than the first couple of chapters in that respect. And I had a lot of fun with it. That was my main feeling from it. And let me think if I had any other thoughts. I am more interested to finish reading it now. Now it's really sucking me in more. So it's good that a book needs to do that sometimes, so that it's not boring, as you have to kind of get more into it. And that's my general thoughts on it. What about Pip?
Yeah, I thought it was I thought it was way more interesting than chapters like the other chapters. So I think it's gonna be a really fun read, actually. Like going forward, because in the beginning it started off really boring. Boring with all the introductions and just history. Yeah. But I think now that we're starting to get like kind of some action, I think it's gonna be a lot more funner with all the more tests.
Good. Any other thoughts and feelings?
No.
Okay. Mombi, what did you think?
Yes, I agree. I like that it's starting to pick up the pace a little bit more and get straight to the point of the book and what actually is the rose pack, a bargain? Right, bargain. Sorry, I don't want to say pack. But it was kind of interesting to go into it like her father made a pact too, and like part of it is her father lost his childhood memories. So we're quickly learning that getting a bargain is not all that it's cracked up to be. Like, in order to make yourself pretty or whatever you're gonna get out of the bargain, the skill or the situation or the appearance that you want, like you lose certain things. And it sounds like the queen, just from those instances, like she's choosing things, like when you choose something, she's choosing something opposite that could kind of hurt you for taking that bargain.
Interesting.
Especially, does that make sense? Like, so that's why her sister's all like, oh, it's not worth it, like in chapter 2. And it's like, you're losing things that help contribute to that bargain, and it makes it difficult.
Yeah, that's true.
So quickly pick it up on that. So it's going to be interesting on how the queen's persona and like her whole, how she is, of she's treating people like that and deliberately choosing things like that doesn't bode too well of how nice of a queen she might be.
Yeah, it makes me think the like on the bargaining stuff that we already know about from the mom, being able to choose things that are beyond just looks and physical powers and stuff. Like you actually get to have like memory and different things like that. So it's that's one thing that I'm really intrigued by, because in this chapter, the queen specifically states that the people who will not be able to marry, they'll be spinsters for the rest of their life, still get to make a bargain. So potentially, if they're smart enough to pick a power that can be profitable to their family, even in this crazy society. Well, not crazy, it's just a more conservative, older school, Victorian-style society. Maybe if they're smart enough, they can pick a power that will still give them value for the rest of their life.
But it's like a curse, too. Like, the mom who remembers everything, like, she has to write everything down. Just to kind of push it out of her head, because she's remembering everything. So,
yeah, and I'm not sure she is... I think that's more like therapy. I don't think it's pushing it out of her head. I think she's stuck with it.
Maybe you're right. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out as we continue reading.
Yeah, they don't specify that she ever loses it, because that was her one bargain, was that she would remember everything. I don't think that her writing is specifically taking away the bargain. I don't think the humans have the power to do that. At least it doesn't seem like it. I think she just does that as therapy, is what they were talking about.
Well, but the father is, in order to get his bargain, which his was becoming a business, was good, like, he lost his childhood memories.
Right. But his business was given good, so that wasn't taken away from him.
Yeah, but he can't make any connections, so he's not making any money, because back then they didn't have reports or anything like that, so like they needed the connections, but he doesn't have any like memories of people he could talk to, and he doesn't know how to engage other people because he doesn't know that he knows them.
Mm-hmm. Interesting, maybe. I don't understand what you're trying to say. That humans can lose their things, or you're just I hear what you're saying, that it's a monkey's paw thing. They're getting exactly what they want, but then there's a twist to it that makes it not as good.
Correct.
Right. But I don't think it makes them lose what they ask for. I think they get exactly what they ask for.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, whatever she takes works counterintuitive to what they ask for. So it's kind of like a hindrance.
It's a hindrance, but I don't think it's counterintuitive. It's actually, in fact, super intuitive. I think the point of it is that she sees humans as having no wisdom to understand the ramifications of what they're asking for. I think if you think about it logically, that would be a trauma that would be really hard on a person's psyche. But of course, they didn't have psychiatrists back then. Not everybody read philosophy or thought about those kind of things.
I don't know. If I can remember everything for the rest of my life, that would be traumatizing.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. But again, people may not have thought about that back then. Or they were thinking about their other goals, and they were ignoring the pitfalls. But we'll see. I'm really interested to see, especially when some of the younger characters make their bargains, the immediate impacts, effects, and how that goes into play. Because you're right, we only know the outlines of the two parents, and we don't really have... Oh, and we also know about someone else, too, the sister. But we don't know what she asked for. All we know is she doesn't remember what happened after she did it, and she was missing for a while.
Yeah.
So a little bit of intrigue there hopefully for us to uncover later on. So Pip.
Yes.
What did you think about the forced love triangle kind of like romance aspect here?
That was kind of interesting, but also like kind of scary, I guess. Not scary, but I don't know a way to put this, but like, how would I put this?
I don't know.
But where?
Are you just saying, like, are you just talking about how, like, it's such a culture shock how different it was, and, like, it's
Yeah.
almost gross in a way of, like, having to say, like, oh, no, your main thing is that you have to marry, and they're basically forcing them to compete, almost.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of weird how either you have to marry him or only one person for the rest of your life, which is kind of like really like unfair.
Oh, it's actually no
So-
persons.
All the other girls.
The other girls get no
Yeah,
persons.
oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're spinsters. They have to be spinsters, which means that they can't marry anybody.
Oh.
Yeah, the forced thing. And it's done it's like when we were watching that one anime about the harem, those kind of things were done sometimes so that the emperor's quote-unquote concubines and wives and whatever would be pure. They were made to, like, never be able to, like, be with anyone. And China was a little different, though. Sometimes, if for very special occasions, if, like, a general did something amazing, or he had, like, a best buddy or a brother or something, sometimes he would actually gift a wife to them or a concubine to them that were supposed to stay pure and only for the emperor. But oftentimes, in ancient times, when those people of power that patriarchal were the guys in charge, it was often a lot of times done that. So it's interesting that this is a matriarchy, which means a lady's in charge of the kingdom instead of a guy, and the matriarchy is doing kind of those same games that a patriarch would have done in real life history. So I'm interested to
Yeah.
see where the author's going to take that.
The difference is, at least they were keeping this concubine, so they were keeping them for them whenever they wanted to use the disposal. This is just like, no, you're not going to even get any benefits from us. You have to be a spinster for the rest of your life, and you have no connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting how they're taking it. All right. My other note, we've actually had some pretty good conversations so far. Thank you, Mombi, for doing the lion's share. Before the show gets too far, just instead of doing the last 3 points, let's just do one more point. What do you think, besides the bargain thing, any of you guys have any ideas of, like, where we're going to see beyond the magic? Because so far the only thing we've seen is that she can make these weird monkey's paw bargains, and to that point, she even, like, made people just have a heart attack, like Death Note style, in the first chapter, or the prologue to the first chapter, where she talked about how she took over the kingdom. She basically just made these people die of a heart attack, not touching them, not poisoning them, nothing, just based on the bargain. So that's what I'm interested, like, what do you guys think the extent of the magic is going to go? Do you think we're going to have more different creatures besides just these fey fairies? Because if she's from a different realm, you know, we're going to get dragons or monsters or anything else. I'm curious, because I have not read these series, so I don't really know, and I'm just curious what you guys are thinking about that. Because my imagination's piqued a little bit by the magical aspect. Mombi?
It's hard to. I don't want to say because I've read ahead, so I kind of like
Ah,
have an advantage of it. So I don't want to say, and then
spoil.
Yeah.
yeah,
Sports.
yeah. You know me too well. You'll be like, that's.
Pip, what do you think?
I don't know. It's kind of hard because there's not really, like, they talk about magic in the prologue, but that's kind of it, and how she can make these bargains. But I don't think there will be any type of different magical creatures other than maybe other people who maybe have the same powers of her as her,
That would be interesting.
like her son.
Yeah.
Like her son. I think his powers will definitely grow to be like hers, but will they be powerful enough to be, like, stronger than hers, if that makes sense?
Well, they
Interesting.
obviously hint at the sun having power because, like, when Ivy signed, you have to sign in your blood. So she, like, cut herself, and then, like, he wraps his handkerchief around her since she was the first her to go, and it kind of made her feel better. It's like whatever he did made her feel better from cutting her hand. So obviously there's some hint of he has a power.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's really obvious, though, from just a chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good stuff. All right, well, I think we got enough meat out of these 4 chapters. We definitely, any other new thoughts or ideas that Sky brings when she does her long book report in 2 weeks, for the next 4. So I guess we'll be done with reading all the way through 10. Like all the way through 10 being done. Will be 4 more, right? 7 to 8 to 9 to 10. Yeah, we'll be basically at the page of 11. We'll discuss those next, and of course, go back to any thoughts that we had from the beginning to put the whole story together when we come back in a couple of weeks. For the outro, for the end of the show, I did want to start doing a thing where we check our comments on the last video. See how many comments we got. There's just one. Okay. It says, I need to turn up the background music. That's a good note. Did I do that this week?
Did you?
You know
Who made this comment?
I did. I did it to myself when I listened to the show. Anyway, anyone is welcome to comment. We'll try to get to you, but I know if we have too many, we'll probably just pick the ones that are the most interesting. But anyone's who wants to comment, we'll try to get to your questions.
I don't think we'll have too many to not get to everyone, but
Well, we'll see. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Last week, our outro, we did, like, what are you reading, watching, what kind of shows are coming up in your brain. I think we'll skip that for now because we already got a nice little 20-minute show here, even without Sky's contribution, so let's not make it too long. So, goodbye. Did we ever forget an outro song?
no, I don't think so, actually.
This is the end of the show. Bye.